All right. I was having a little problem with my microphone, but it should be working now. That looks kind of neat. So that worked out well. Thanks, Josh, for writing it. It looks actually really good. Terrible. These terrible ads. Seems the layout shifted a bit, so I have to double check and make a few corrections. Gonna edit this one real quick, give it a little bit more of a fade out here that interferes with the text. Something went wrong here. Keeps adding that line through it. I'm not sure why it looks a little bit glitched out. Keeps getting weirder. So let's get rid of all of this. Body. Heading 3. Gameplay effects. There we are. Let's see if we can, hey, nerd. Yes. Are you a Devin Townsend fan by chance as well? And welcome, River Dog. Welcome to the stream. don't think I've seen you before, but I may just be forgetful here. Gonna try and make some room for that illustration. So we have to tweak the layout a little bit. How are you doing, River Dog? Where are you from? Are you from the States or from Europe? Sydney, Australia. Nice. Very cool. Other side of the world. I'm from the Netherlands. So, hey. It's a nice illustration. It's just a little bit difficult to fit here. I may just want to have it go behind the parchment. Like this. That would allow me to size it up quite a bit. Let's do that. Here we are. Okay, yeah, that works actually. Good day. Yeah, it's 3 p.m. here in the afternoon. So let's see. It's probably very early morning for you, right? Is that correct? Right. Oh, 11. Yeah. All right. Almost lunchtime. Yeah. Welcome. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm Chris. I'm the founder of Loresmyth, a publisher that makes D&D role-playing books, primarily for the dungeon master, for the game master. We kickstart several projects every year, and this is one that we kickstarted last year, and that was a very ambitious project with a book and a card deck and some more stuff, and it's now coming to completion. So we're really down to the last details, getting everything ready to be manufactured. Looking for an illustration that we haven't used yet, and that could be a nice addition to make the page look a little more attractive. It's just that by now, well, this might be a good one. I was just about to say we're at a point where we used up almost every single illustration now. But this is a nice one, so I'm gonna do my best to try and get this to fit. It's just these damn tables are so large. It's there's little room for artwork. So let's just try something here. I'm just gonna make space in the top right corner. Right, this is gonna be good. Now I just have to tweak it. Let me know if the music is too loud. I have some cheesy house music going on in the background. It's keeps my energy levels up for work, and but it's not cool enough music to grab all of my attention, so that I start listening to the music more than the work. So I specifically chose music that's boring enough so it's not a distraction. There we go. I like it. Yeah, sweet. All right. All right. What's your thesis about? What do you study? Right. I'm kind of glad how this one turned out. It were some of the more boring looking pages in the book, but this worked nicely. Hey, the Rackham. Welcome. Are you the guy or girl that rated me yesterday? Was it yesterday? If you are, then thanks. That was great. And it was a bunch of... suddenly there were like 15 people viewing. I had no clue what happened. So thanks for the raid if it was you. Thanks. You can do that more often if you like. I don't really have too many followers. Yeah, thanks. That was great. And Riverdog, that sounds like a fantastic subject for a thesis. How did you how did you come to pick that subject? And no, I don't sell on the DMs Guild. I do a little bit on drive-thru, but my company has grown so much that the majority of the sales comes through our own website, loresmyth.com, and through other partners such as Nord Games, and our Kickstarters are pretty big. The last one funded at over $200,000. DMs Guild claims exclusivity, which is something as a business owner I just am principally against. I don't think it should work like that. So yeah, I don't sell on the DMs Guild really. Oh, wow. So you have a family member that has Alzheimer's. I think that's a very noble cause then to study the subject and to really go and write a thesis about. That's a lot of work. That's really it's not something that you whip out in a week, right? So I think that's pretty badass. So I'm just gonna run through it from the top again real quick, just to see if I didn't miss any layout mistakes really. Thanks. Yeah, we've done a number of products already. So at each one you gain experience and you take the experience onto the next project. So our first, my first book, that was an adventure module, The Claws of Madness, and it was really the first thing that I ever did. Back then it was just me. I was doing everything myself, and the revenues were like lunch money, kind of like a hobby thing. And it actually took a few years before I dared quitting my day job, a company that I had co-founded, which I was a co-founder and a manager of a big team. Yeah, so it took a while before I had the guts to quit what I was doing and to go at this full time, really. And it took a while for it really to earn enough as a company to provide a living, really. So in the beginning, it was quite difficult actually to just sustain myself. Just gonna make this image a little lighter. But yeah, Kickstarter has really grown to become a pivotal part of the business, really. I can't really do without, so. Yeah, the first years were definitely a little bit grueling. This year has also been challenging just due to the COVID. So yeah, it's running a company. There's always something to tackle. Things going well, and then just when you think you can settle into a groove, something else pops up. So it's definitely there's always something just to take care of, and there's not really many moments to relax and lean back. There's always things to do. So I'm just gonna, I'm not sure if that's gonna work here. No. It is my company, yes. I started it in 2016 is when I released the Claws of Madness adventure. But back then I was still running the other company. So I was doing everything in the evenings. I went full time, I think, in 2018. And that's really when things started to become a little bit more serious. So this is now like our third, fourth year, really, since we went professional, really. And in the beginning, for a long time, it was just me. Now it's 3 people. I got Christopher working from New York, and he's overseeing the product development. So really managing all of the artists and writers involved. So a lot of moving pieces in the production. I'm going more to a high-level role where I am involved in the beginning of a project to kickstart the conceptual phase, planning, budget, prepare the Kickstarter side of things. And we have a part-time person called Robin. He's working from the UK, and he's doing our customer support. And I work very closely with Nord Games in America, and they're essentially our shipping partner. But we're on very friendly terms, so they actually do way more. I can really rely on them for advice and just to spar on business topics, etc. And they helped me. I helped them with my experience in the graphics design and marketing department. So it's kind of a good relationship where we help each other in various departments that we have a lot of expertise in. Hey, sure, yeah, by all means. And if you like featuring my products on the stream, allow me to send you a couple of PDFs of the books, etc., so that you can feature them. Depending on the size of your stream, if you have a decent amount of followers, I'm also willing to send you just some physical copies, provided the exposure is at least half decent. So if you are on the Discord, that would be this URL. Feel welcome to drop me a message, and then we can work out the details. So this is the Discord, and you can find me there. Just reach out and say hi, and we can take it from there. Right, so I think this one is actually done, so I'm just gonna open the other chapters and work my way through it. Again, this is really we're entering the final stages, so a lot of it is already looking very finished. There's just a few details that I need to check and tweak in all of the chapters. All right. Well, 15 viewers is not bad. I mean, it takes a lot of effort to build up a stream and gain a lot of concurrent viewers. So don't be too hard on yourself. It's quite incredible to be able to build up a following. It takes a lot of hard work. So at least allow me to send you a couple PDFs so you can do a shout out. I can provide you with promotional images if you like. Just gonna change the color saturation of this a little bit more so it fits the other illustrations a little bit better. Otherwise, it already looks good. I just want to tweak it a little bit. It's a great little dissection image going on. Thanks. It's not my artwork, by the way. This particular artwork is done by an Italian artist called Daniel Commerci. And he did all of the line work illustrations. And then we had a bunch of artists color the illustrations. I colored quite a few. And we had other artists like Jason Vickers and a few more all help with the coloring, really. I think it was 70 or 80 illustrations across the book and the card deck. So we spent weeks just coloring all of the artwork. So I may just try something here to make the animal look a little bit more fantasy. I'm gonna try and give him some, like a really magically colored striping pattern, just to see if it looks at all good. It may help to make this creature look more fantasy, basically. So it may turn out very ugly. But let me give it a shot. It's a nice thing about Photoshop. We can just get rid of it if it looks hilarious. It is supposed to be a magical beast, so I think we can take a little bit of liberty with it. Right, let me know, guys, if this is looking ridiculous or kind of cool. The file name is called an anatomy dissection. It's really it's for the foraging crafting section of the book. Yeah, exactly. Well, you're only streaming for 4 months. Well, then I think you're already doing a great job. Right. Hang in there, guys. Right, now it's getting somewhere. I think it was just lacking a little bit of color variation, really. So now I'm going in with this bluish hue to contrast against the warm brown. And that really helps things to look a little bit more interesting. I think the striping pattern actually looks cool now. So we need to get rid of the white background. And as a final touch, I'm going to add some very high contrasty white highlights as a finishing touch to really make certain areas pop a little bit more. Really just to reinforce the shape and certain outlines a little bit more, kind of like a comic book style effect here on the edges. Really fun doing this. It's kind of sad when it's going to be over, when all illustrations have been colored. Yes, this was part of the Wondrous Expeditions Kickstarter. It's planned to be a new product series called Wondrous Expeditions, and the first book is about forests. So it's a GM source book about how to make wilderness travel a little bit more engaging and be more the adventure instead of something that you just skip over and move to the next dungeon. And we kickstarted it in 2019. Both creatively, it was a little bit of a challenging product. It's always with designing something new. It took a little bit longer than we had planned. And then because of the whole COVID situation, and my mother has been in hospital for 16 months, which took huge time out of my work schedule and just my headspace, really. So because of all of those things, the project got really delayed, and we're only now getting around to actually getting everything finished, which is a bit of a shame. So but luckily our backers have been very, very understanding. It's just that at one point it kind of delays the next project as well. So this year we decided to not do our typical second Kickstarter, which means we're losing out on, well, potentially $200,000 of revenue this year, which is a crazy blow to a small company like me. But we felt we had little choice. We just needed to get this book finished before taking on even more work that would then could also get backlogged. So because right now, at the same time that we're finishing this, we're also making the Remarkable Cults book, and in 2 months from now, production is going to start. Pre-production is going to start on Remarkable Guilds, which is going to be the 4th Remarkable book in that series. So yeah, the wheels really keep on turning. So if one project falls behind, it kind of quickly cascades and affects others as well. So we've been expanding our team despite the prospect of having potentially only the third or half of the gross revenues this year. But we just need to not fall behind further. So yeah, we actually been very busy scaling up the team, improving our development workflow a little bit more so we can get products made more easily, keep track of things more easily. So yeah, a lot has happened this year. Crazy stuff. Yeah, the situation with my mother is a little bit difficult. She essentially she's had surgery to her stomach about 8 times. And long story short is that she's just not able to eat like a normal person anymore. So she lives off a tube now. So she's back home, but she's very fragile, and there's just very little that she can do on her own. She needs a lot of help with a lot of things. And yeah, so twice a day she gets help to get her food and liquids, etc., through a tube. So and there's not really a prospect that it will ever get normal again. She's had so many surgeries. It's kind of at a point that it's beyond repair, really. So yeah, it's a super sad situation. It really took its toll on everybody in the family, really. It was kind of hard juggling keeping Loresmyth running and just having launched and finished a successful, like our biggest Kickstarter to date. So we went from a high mood to like a really low point. But I mean, our backers, well, obviously they care, but they're also just customers. So in the end, it doesn't really matter to them. They paid for a product, and eventually they want to get their product that they paid for. So it's that's just the nature of running it as a business and not as a hobby. Even with private things like that going on, you just have to carry on regardless. So it's not like we could press this giant pause button and really stop the presses. So I try to keep things going as best as I can while also managing the family things. So all in all, I think it could have gone worse. So it's not all bad, luckily. Yeah, so this one looks really neat. May actually be one of my favorite illustrations in the whole book. Very cool. Yeah, I like how the colors are adjusted a little bit now. Thank you. Glad you like the layout. This was looking a little bit dark, so I'm brightening it up quite a little bit. In print, everything shows up quite a few shades darker anyway, so if it already kind of looks darkish on screen, then I make it lighter so it looks really light on screen, and then when printed it turns out fine. So that's just a little experience that I've gained after having manufactured a couple books. Yeah, it's a magic Black Lotus. Right, fantastic. So let me have a look at it from the top real quick, and but I think everything looks kind of fine. No, this is actually a different creature, I think, but it's kind of left up to the imagination, really. Our books are really about providing inspiration. Quite a few things are not really spelled out explicitly in any way. What time zone are you in? Are you from the USA, Rackham? Oh, Canada. All right, nice. Lovely landscapes there. What time is it there currently? All right. Are you planning to go to work, or do you have other things lined up? Oh, wow, this is a new trick. I just thought about you can add gradients to images, but I was curious if you can add a gradient to a text frame as well, because that allows me to sort of give it like a faded look. Interesting. Nice. So it's like an old note scribbled onto the page. Sweet. Nice. Nice. All right. I didn't realize you're already at work. What line of work are you? Have I already asked that? Maybe I've already asked. Yeah, this is really the first book in this series, so where a lot of time went into figuring out the look and feel, the aesthetic, really, the typesetting. I think we managed to get it looking real interesting. Maybe. Right, yeah, I get it. Business analyst, all right, nice. Cool, nice. Maybe I can lift this dagger out of this image and reuse it again here. Let me quickly try something here. Getting a little bit more mileage out of the same image. Not sure if it's gonna work, but only takes a couple minutes, so let's try. Thanks. I just don't consider myself a pro. You know, I know I am, but it's kind of funny to hear somebody say it. So thank you for that compliments. I have a lot of experience with Photoshop and InDesign, so I'm able to move very quickly indeed. Right, moment of truth. Let's see if it fits nicely in here. Yeah, there are definitely pieces of software with a steep learning curve. I feel Photoshop is okay, kind of self-explanatory. Wait, where did that drop shadow come from? Nice, okay. But InDesign in particular is really known for its steep learning curve. So yeah, it's there's no shame in there. So there is a hidden text frame that pushes the other line onto the next page. But okay, I like this. What do you guys think? Is this a nice touch? Move it up a little bit. Looks kind of sweet. I'm getting a little bit more use out of the same piece of artwork we already had, so cheating there. Just cheating. Yeah, it looked kind of neat with the shadow, but I haven't honestly used a drop shadow except for these table backgrounds. If anything, I would like them to look like they're drawn onto the paper. A drop shadow is really like a modern effect. It really gives away, kind of breaks the illusion that it's handcrafted. Right, so I like this. I'm just going through these pages real quick. Excuse me if I don't linger on things. I'm scanning, checking if there's no layout mistakes of tables not fitting into their frames, etc. I've already seen these pages hundreds and hundreds of times by now, so I can quickly see if anything's out of the ordinary, really. Yeah, curved texts following a curved path are always kind of like a love-hate relationship. It looks really neat, and sometimes you just need it. Readability suffers a little bit, but it's kind of a... for example, this illustration can't really go near the tables because the tables don't really follow a path that well. So I kind of ended up here, really. The only thing I can try is move it more towards the bottom. It's always going to be somewhat tricky to place. You don't want to change too much, because if one thing shifts, it's going to shift across all other 30 pages. Yeah, exactly. You do have to pay attention when doing that kind of stuff. Just gonna tweak this image a little bit to get a few more clouds going in the background. It's going to be very subtle, but it is there. Let me try and get some caption in there. I'm going to be limited where I can place it, because there's a hidden text frame pushing the text onto the next page. So I can place it here, it looks. All right. Add that gradient effect. So it's so much tweaking for very small details. It's almost a point where one could argue, why bother? But the details will make it look like a really polished product, so it'll be interesting to hear what people think about it. In the top right of the page, yeah, I can have a look. It's just that I'm running out of illustrations. People are going to be kind of spoiled with this book. Basically has one, sometimes two art pieces on a single page. So we went really deep in the tank with this one. Let's see. So what flower could this be? It's interesting if we pick one from the Wondrous flowers, of course. Is this flower like, is it purple or blue? It's kind of purplish, right? The black orchid. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the right column here to pick one from our own creation. Wyvern lily sounds cool. Could that be a match? I'm not entirely sure what a lily looks like. Sounds amazing. All right, let's go with that one. And it talks about the nectar having a deadly toxin, and it does show the... Could you tell me what color this is? I'm a little colorblind, so what color do the petals look like to you? Then I'm gonna write it in here. Zoom in on it. I could color pick in Photoshop maybe. So it's almost equal parts red, green, and blue. That's not very helpful. It has more cyan and magenta than yellow, so it's probably... I think we can get away with calling it purple then. All right. So you made history. It's now written in the book. And thank you for the little creativity there. Sweet, 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 sweet. I even wrote your mention of Grave Gray in there. I think that's fantastic. Awesome. So that little detail is in there. All right. Nice little details. Top right here. Yeah. I'm not sure if we have anything really. Let me think. Yeah, it's kind of what we're used to, right? In these days, lots of color artwork. It's easily one of the more expensive parts of a production run like this. I'm actually gonna keep it this way, just due to the constraints of time. And I'm gonna close this chapter and open the next one to just check if everything is correct. Yeah, looks good to me. That was only a small chapter. No, the entire book is 150 pages. That wasn't the whole thing, no, by far. No siree. There it is. I couldn't find it. Now I get it. So a noob question, but how does the rating work? Is that only like after you've been streaming and there's a couple people following, then when you end the stream, the followers jump over to the next stream? Or is it more like how it used to be called hosting or something, where even if you're offline yourself, you can still give somebody a follower boost? I'm just such a streaming noob that I don't even know how that works. All right, okay, so you can still host and do the rating. Right. I noticed I'm also an affiliate now, so I just haven't really looked into what that means. thought it was basically that you're able to monetize your stream. But honestly, I'm not really into it to make money with my stream. It's not really the focus. Right. Okay. I guess I'll have to look into it, see if it's worthwhile for me. Just having a look if I can add a little bit more color to this image without it feeling out of place. Yeah, I've actually been considering it, but currently it's just so busy already developing our products. I mean, I stream obviously pretty much daily now, but I don't have a script going in. There's no strategy behind it to turn the stream into a monetizing thing. It's just me showing up for work, doing whatever needs doing that day. And I happen to just share my screen and talk a little bit. So it's kind of different when people, you know, kind of go in it with a mission, for example, to do something like Critical Role or stuff like that. So for me, really, I'm just not going into it with like a plan to make streaming for a living. We already earn money with the company, so I think it would need a fair bit more planning and really like a solid plan going into it for it to work that way. I'm pretty heavily into marketing, so I definitely like that kind of thing as well. I think really where the value could be, but maybe it's more suitable as a YouTube video stream, is just my extensive knowledge with just the production side of things. So what goes into developing a product, the different development stages, how you go from planning something, taking a concept into reality, planning a Kickstarter, making budgets, etc. Just, you know, not just like, hey, I want to make a D&D book, but really everything from start to finish, just the whole publishing aspects of it. I think that could turn into a fantastic video series of like a comprehensive guide. But again, our time is already so limited from making several products every year. I would really like to make something like that. But we simply just don't have the time for it. Currently, I'm already having to make quite drastic choices of what I work on any given week and what is not worked on at all. And it's just not the kind of choices that I want to make, because in my mind, it's all things that I should be working on that week, but there's just no time. So either we find a way to make more money so that we can hire more people to do that type of work. So currently I don't really want to overextend really, but it is something that I really enjoy doing, sharing the knowledge and creating sort of tutorial content and guides and workshops, etc. It's just I don't think it's smart for me at this point to go down that path really. If only we just had a little bit more time really. Yeah, that really seems to be the trick, right? People, they walk around with ideas how to start, but they lack just the knowledge and the structure really to give their idea shape and take it to the next level. And all of that experience I have in spades. So I could probably write a whole book on the subject, which could be cool, or like video content that could be monetized. But yeah, like I said, at the moment it's just very, very busy. But who knows? Maybe next year or the year after, I would definitely really like to make something like that. Hey, Kate, right? Well, I have plenty of discipline. It's more just the realities of business. It's not only making the products, but we need to plan ahead for the next one. So, for example, right now we're starting the pre-production for Remarkable Guilds, which is the 4th Remarkable book that's going to kickstart next year. But we already need to start development on it, planning, making a budget, assigning artists to it, etc. So, and then there's the whole marketing side of things, maintaining a website, a newsletter, social media, the financing and the bookkeeping, which I do with my accountant, customer support, setting up backer kit, pledge managers, fulfillment, making sure all orders are shipped, wrong orders are replaced. So there's just so many things going on any typical day, really. It's just a lot to do. I wish it was just creating products. Then I would have loads of time if it was just making the products. And hello, K. Wright. Welcome again to the stream. Welcome again to the stream. I've been streaming a lot lately. I need to pee like crazy, so I'm gonna run to the bathroom, and I'll see who's still here after I come back. All right, I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it. Yeah, going from a hobby onto onto a serious business is really night and day. It's a big difference, yes. So when I come back from my little toilet break, I'm going to put in, or rather check if these ISBN codes are correct. Just double check. And I need a barcode to go on the back side of the book, so I'm also going to make that. Yes. So I'll be back in a second. Yep, be right back. I'm back. I'm back. So let's check those ISBN codes. Wondrous Expeditions. Is this the... So this is the paperback. Softcover ends in 161. 5161. Yeah, that's the one, right? And then the other one is the hardback 35154. Yeah, all right. So these are correct. Good. Oh yeah, that website was in Dutch. Taal is a language. Yes, that's correct. Tempted to get the Remarkable Inns book. If you don't have the shop's book either, then I suggest getting the bundle from our web shop, which is very nice. 2 hardcover books. You're getting them both at the same time. So, and yes, there's a lot of interesting dishes and drinks in that book. Cool. Looks finished to me. This table of contents will need to receive a few tweaks. So let me make a note. Just checking my notes real quick, just marking off everything that I've done so far. I need to answer an email real quick. I'll be right back. All right, take care. See you around. Oh, here's an illustration that still needs to get colored. This one needs to be relinked. All right, that one needs a little bit of work to look good. I thought we had done them all, but apparently I missed one. Needs to be quite a bit lighter in order to show up well on print. This was colored by a different artist, so I just need to clean it up a little bit to fit the look and feel of the other illustrations. It's just gonna take a few touch-ups, really. Convert it to CMYK color space. There we go. Add a little texture overlay. I think I can stream for about half an hour longer. It's running, we're nearing dinner time here, so I need to help out my wife, spend some time with the kids, and then after dinner, it's straight into more online meetings with my USA team. We're going to have a meeting about the Remarkable Cults development, that new book. So I worked from, I don't know, I think I started at 8 a.m. today. And it's just going to be extended a little bit more into the evening. All right, that cleaned up well. So let's see what that looks like in the book. I think I'm may recolor the entire illustration to be a little bit more uniform. It's kind of neat to have something really colorful for a change, but at the same time, it's kind of out of place with what the rest of the artwork looks like. So let's just see what happens if I recolor it ever so slightly. Yeah, I think that works. It just unifies the piece a little bit. Let me try and turn the gradient the other way around. Let's pick out the teeth a little bit more with some sharp highlights. Sweet. Okay. So let's quickly jump here and color this one as well. Right, let's load it into the book, see what it looks like. Needs to be a little lighter. and some more highlights at the top. All right. Cool. It looks nice. Let's see if we got everything. Yep. Seems like we got it. All right, looks good. Good to me. Sorry, I haven't been too chatty. It's just a lot of focused work, staring at my screen intently. Really at the finishing touches of this book, so I just want to make sure that I haven't missed anything, and that it looks the absolute best it can be. Yeah, looks great. On to the next one. This illustration needs to be a little bit more light. Just gonna boost the contrast a little bit. All right, that looks better to me. Yes. Cool. Done. Just gonna adjust the contrast of this image a little bit. Oh yeah, looks great. So I think this one is finished as well. That's not looking too great. I also don't think I have any illustrations left that haven't already been used. So let me just have a look what options I still have. This little guy hasn't been used, so maybe he's I can maybe give him a speech bubble and say something like, hey, you've reached the end of the book. I'm not sure if that's too meta. Anybody out there that can help me come up with something, an interesting caption or just something interesting for this guy to say, maybe in a sort of speech bubble way. Maybe something just a little humorous. I'm kind of drawing blanks. Nobody there. Everybody went. Everybody left to stream. His hairstylist. All right. So like this. All right, have a look at that text. Let me run it through a spelling checker. This is about as humorous as it gets, really. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I noticed it myself. I switched it around now. Funny, funny. All right, ending the book with a little bit of humor there. I'm not a native English speaker, but I've gotten pretty good at it. Looking for a particular image here. Not even sure if it's in this folder. Let's see. Oh, is this an image we still need to color? Maybe I'm just gonna keep this one black and white. A little bit of the retro feel. Yeah, the website is a little outdated, but Christopher is progressed into a development manager role. So he's overseeing all of the developments of the products. So it's a managing seat. Esco is writing on and off. He did a lot of writing for Remarkable Shops, the Dungeon Discovery decks, and a bunch more products. And recently we hired JVC Perry to become a permanent part of the team. Which is great, because now we have a staff writer to rely on, not having to work with freelance writers all of the time. You want me to color the illustration from the appendix? Yeah, I probably should do it. It's just I've been coloring non-stop for a couple weeks. I think it's the last one. So maybe I should, yeah. All right, this looks good to me. Okay. Looking good. I probably have to end the stream real soon because we're almost getting ready for dinner. And then I have a meeting straight after. But we're getting a lot done. The card deck was finished this morning. Now we're putting the finishing touches on the book, so it's really... we are getting there. Right. Let me check one more thing. Right. Yeah, so honestly, I should be coloring that final illustration. Just a little bit, getting a little bit tired here. But yeah, I will make sure to color that one before the book is locked down. Let me ask my wife how long I still have. All right, apparently I have 20 minutes left, so that's enough to color up that remaining illustration. Right. I have a feeling something went wrong here with the importing of the updated text, but I'm going to check that another time. So this is the last one I'll do for today, then I really need to take a break. I've been going pretty much non-stop lately. Hey, K-Right. Nice. Yeah, are those typical colors to Donatello? I'm not sure. I think I need to load up the piece in the book real quick to see what it looks like in context before I tweak the details. All right, it's a start, but it's gonna need some texture. Just gonna slightly fade out the blacks here towards the edges. This is what it looks like on the page. I was just tweaking it a little bit. Right, I think it's finished. What I can try is the following. All right, my wife is calling, so that's probably my cue to end the stream. Dinner is ready. I like that little sun in there. I appreciate you watching. Until the next time, yeah, take care and bye-bye.